So I know they can count us for that.
It is what it
Help them,
is.
and we do. That's about as far as my clickbaity is that I'm gonna go.
Clickbaity-ish.
But we don't care. That's all I'm saying. We really don't care.
Yo, 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 yo. What up, niece?
Right?
All right, Jill.
I see you tomorrow. Don't hurt them.
I'm gonna I'm gonna do my best.
If you're not following KBLA Top 1580 on all of our socials, then you're missing out. Download our app and find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and on the web at KBLA 1580. That's right. Again, you can find all of our socials at KBLA 1580. We've got a lot to talk about. By the way, if you miss any of our weekday shows in real time,
Hey,
you can
Andy.
always catch up by
The
checking
phones
out
are still like they
podcasts of your
were.
favorite shows at your leisure at KBLA Top 1580. We've got your black.
So you'll let me know.
Hey, so I'm calling your show, 'cause I need to know. Show me which way to go before I throw my man out the door.
Okay, hold on a second, Keisha. Just let me ask Ronald exactly what's going on, because it takes two to tango, and I need to hear his side of the story. So she's driving me insane, got stress heavy on my brain. She keeps playing silly games, and I'm about to break the bank. We seem to fuss and fight every day and every night. Please give some advice so we can see the light. See the light.
Hit that like button, y'all. We need those likes. Salute.
Not through philosophical speculation. When the power of the Holy Spirit came upon him, that supernatural wind mentioned in the scriptures, he didn't receive just an intellectual revelation. He experienced the living truth that the human imagination is God himself operating in man. The story of Judas, as Neville discovered, hides the deepest secret. Religious tradition has painted Judas as the supreme traitor, the villain of the story. But Neville saw something completely different. A friend of his had a vision where he saw Neville dead, dressed in radiant white, with his entrails exposed, exactly as one of the traditions describes the death of Judas in the book of Acts. This was not a coincidence. It was a profound symbolic revelation. Judas represents the very Spirit of God that reveals the divine secret. As Paul explained, no one can know the thoughts of God except the Spirit of God. Therefore, Only the Spirit of God could betray, that is, reveal, the secret of God. Judas had to be the closest to Jesus, the guest of honor who received the sacred sop, because he was the revealing Spirit itself. Every time this secret is taught, the role of Judas is being played again. The messianic secret is being betrayed, revealed to the world. And what is this secret? That you don't need to wait for an external savior. The saving power, the Christ, is already operating within you as your own imagination. The word Judas comes from Judah, which means the hand of God, the creative and directive power of God. It is the force that shapes reality according to what is imagined. When you understand this, you realize that the entire biblical story is about internal psychological processes, not external historical events. But here is the danger. This power operates whether you know it or not. Your ignorance does not protect you from the consequences of what you imagine. If you spend your days imagining failure, disease, and conflict, even if it is just being realistic, you are using the power of God to create these experiences. The power does not discriminate. It manifests what you sustain in your imagination, whether consciously or not. The vision of Jeremiah reveals...
We getting a little woo-woo tonight. Yeah, the voice of reason is going to keep my foot on the pedal, man. I've gotta. What's very interesting about that is we all carry an internal Judas, right? That is the metaphor for tonight's show. So, early childhood wounds, right? Attachment theory, John Bowlby, Mary Ainsworth, CPTSD, all of these, we all got something from home. We were all broken in some way, or let down in some way, neglected in some way, traumatized in some way. But because we're human beings and we're conscious, to survive in those environments, we had to create coping mechanisms, defense mechanisms. We had to go into survival mode. Anxious, preoccupied, I'll perform and show you and prove to you that I'm worthy, right, of the opposite of what you gave me. Dismissive, avoidant? Oh, well, if you can't give it to me, something must be wrong with me. I'll go inside and give it to myself to the best of my ability. Hyper independence. I can't rely on anybody if I can't rely on you. If you've created an environment as a child where I can't express the full range of my emotions, I just shut down. Now conflict looks like World War III. And then you're fearful, avoidant, i.e. disorganized attachers, have both those wounds. And those attachment wounds come with survival strategies. You've heard me say in earlier shows that insecure attachment style is conditioned to low-key manipulate others to get what they didn't get. But Zoe, what does this have to do with Judas? The Judas in you has to snitch on the governor of your decisions. Who is the governor of your decisions? I keep telling you, relationship is the university of you. Relationship is the place where you discover you. Not just the you that is in survival mode, but the true you that hasn't reached its full potential yet. So the Judas in you has to kiss the coping mechanisms on the cheek. Tonight's topic, the way of self-Judas. The perverted, wounded savior, a destabilizing, counterintuitive view of the Judas archetype and how to use it to be betray the authority of your unhealed self/Messiah. Yes, the wounds become our Messiah, the anointed ones of our lives. We think we're using intuition, but we're really using hypervigilance, insecurity, anxiety. Oh, we got to snitch. We got to become Judas to dispel that. Oh, I know you don't want to hear it that way. An intriguing investigation into the willful act of betraying one's lower self, coping mechanisms, defense mechanisms. Oh my God. Created by the repressed shadow as a means of achieving self-acceptance. That's what we're talking about. Listen now, I know this is going to be tough. I want you to get to your phone lines. The number to dial, 1-800-920-1580. I'm going to give you more of this, right? I want you to get to the phone lines because I want to talk to you about how you let things slide in your own spirit when you should be snitching, when you should be betraying some of the coping mechanisms that got you to this point. I know. You don't want to see it that way. You got to betray yourself in order to embrace yourself. Oh my goodness. Are y'all ready for it? Beloved, I came here this evening with a most urgent message, one that might burn your ears before it blesses your heart with understanding. I came to talk about betrayal. Not the betrayal of your neighbor, not the betrayal of your brother, not the betrayal of your lover, not the betrayal of even your Lord and Savior, but the ultimate betrayal of yourself. Somebody turn to your neighbor and say, Self-Judas. Come on, Andy. Turn to your neighbor. Say Self-Judas. Yes, Self-Judas. The way of the traitor turned inside out. The kiss of betrayal placed not upon our beloved Christ, but upon the false Messiah living inside your chest, your soul, your spirit, your emotions, your behaviors, and yes, even your mind. That neglected, unhealed aspect of self, that counterfeit savior, that wounded healer who keeps you bound in chains of repetition. Yes, that's the one who must be handed over for crucifixion. The living text for today's conversation declares that you got to betray yourself in order to embrace yourself. See, we love to play savior, don't we? Right? We walk through this world carrying the cross of other people's approval, acknowledgement, and acceptance. We expend a tremendous amount of effort in dragging the chains of other people's expectations of us, don't we? And we call it love. We call it loyalty. We call it family. We call it duty/obligation. But I came back to the scene of the conversation to tell you, sometimes your loyalty to the act of hiding from yourself is the slickest form of self-betrayal. Arno Gruen called it the betrayal of the self. When we trade authenticity for applause, when we sell our essence for 30 pieces of false security and validation, beloved, the unacknowledged, neglected, and unhealed Savior inside you will keep you busy bleeding for others. Just so you don't have to face the wound within yourself. You need an inner Judas to snitch. The inner Judas got to step up and go, no. We got to reveal you. Huh? I need you to listen carefully now. Your internal Judas must rise up. Judas must walk in. Judas must kiss that shrouded, wounded Savior on the cheek and say, time's up. Your regime is over. Now, let me tell you something that might sound counterintuitive. Something radical, something that'll make the pews shake. Internal betrayal can be a blessing. Evil is good. Internal betrayal can be a blessing. Oh, I know you thought betrayal was the end of love, the end of trust, the end of hope. But what if betrayal, when aimed inward, is not destruction, but actually the highest form of self-deliverance? Deliverance from self-avoidance. Deliverance from external manipulation of others to get your needs met. What? Is that even possible? So, yes. What if Judas, the internal Judas, was not a villain, but a psycho-spiritual midwife? Not a curse, but a catalyst for individuation. Psychology confirms it. Neuroscience confirms it. Anthropology, shamanism, spirituality all whisper the same truth. Sometimes the only way to break free is to betray the false authority of your unhealed self. When you gonna snitch on you? I know you don't want to hear it put that way. I know somebody in here knows exactly what I'm talking about. I don't really know who I'm talking to, but I know I'm definitely speaking to someone. You've betrayed yourself many times with every socially appropriate yes that should have been an integrity-based no. You've betrayed yourself by mistaking a trauma bond for actual love, chaos for intimacy, adrenaline/stimulation for a meaningful connection. But oh, when you dare to betray the betrayer, when you turn Judas on Judas, you step into radical wholeness. Are y'all ready for radical wholeness? Right? Listen, I'm asking y'all to listen very deeply here. These questions are not for me to answer. They're for you to answer. What illusions need to be crucified in your life today? This is an altar call. Come down here and tell me what's on your spirit. 1-800-920-1580. What counterfeit messiahs, your charm, your control, your silence, your survival strategies must be betrayed by you in order for you to breathe again? Huh? What masks must you hand over to the executioner so the soul behind them can resurrect? Do not be afraid of the cross. Do not fear the betrayal. For every crucifixion of the false within you is the resurrection of the true you. Are y'all ready for this kind of work tonight? What if Judas kissed you tonight? What part of you would he deliver up for crucifixion? What aspect of yourself needs to be crucified? When I come forward, the voice of reason gonna keep this fire going. Yo, what we on? Liars for lamb chops? What up, y'all? Y'all just tapping in. Y'all tell me. Talk to me about the setup. Call in. I want to talk. What up, nephew? Attila, True Monger. Who else is in here? Let me shout everybody out. I get it, 100. Heck Rod, what up? Charles Smith, what up? What city y'all from? Ty Bryce, what up? Self-Judas. Pretty Brown Mimi in here. York, England, sending blessings and love all the way. Y'all way. Hope y'all safe and healthy. Yes, sir. Yella Beezy. Curtis Smith. Come on, y'all. Holla at me. Hit the like button. 42 people, 27 likes. That's mad deep, bro. I'm from Connecticut. Word, word. I want to hear from y'all. Call in. Stretch it out. Like button, like button. 46 people, 29 likes. Let's get those likes up. Please like.
Oftentimes we think of the person who stuck the knife in our back. But there's also betraying yourself. Oftentimes we've already decided how it's going to go, which is, interesting enough, a profound lack of imagination. Because what we're essentially then saying to life is, this is where it needs to go. There's this one place. There is who you are and what you are here to do. And then there are the endless voices, the cacophony of messages around you telling you, this is who you are, this is who you are, this is who you are. And sometimes we're upset, even angry with those around us who we are blaming because of how our life isn't what it was supposed to be. And yet sometimes we're actually pointing the finger at them because it's too painful to look at all of the ways we betrayed ourselves. Generally, you won't step more and more into your path without challenging the assumptions of your tribe, your family, your club, the group around you that says, this is how it's done. You being the full you, which is the greatest gift to the rest of us, may mean the people closest to you don't understand. As a dad, realizing that my kids are going to be whoever they're going to be, and learning to surrender and turn over my kids has made it so much more enjoyable to be a dad. Because if I'm...
Come on. Everything he was describing is what you got to put on the cross. You got to betray that. You betray your highest self. No, you've got to learn how to be a Judas towards your lower impulses, your unhealed self. That was Rob Bell from the OWN channel, Oprah's side of the game. But he was describing it, you know? How many of your yeses are really slow suicides? That has to be put on the cross. You got to snitch on that, right? You got to betray that aspect of yourself. Do you cling to your lover? I'm not even going to read that. Y'all not ready for that one. The Voice of Reason is live on KBLA Talk 1580, 1-800-920-1580. Is there an aspect of yourself? Is there an aspect of your spirit that your inner Judas needs to snitch on? Is your nervous system loyal to today or still bound in covenant with yesterday's battlefield? Who do you betray each morning when you choose numbness over presence, over aliveness? Let me give you that one again, because that needs to get put on the cross. That is up for, that action, that thought process is up for crucifixion. You got to snitch on that. You got to be Judas toward that aspect of yourself. Let me read it again. Who do you betray each morning when you choose numbness over presence, over aliveness? Betrayal isn't always the enemy. See, let me tell you something. When you don't reconcile it, you magnetize it into your life. Right? Do you see? Every time you betray yourself, right? You call the betrayer in. The betrayer is called in to trigger what you suppress, what has been repressed, what has been pushed down. Do you see? Relationship as a mirror. Betrayal isn't always the enemy. Sometimes betrayal is the doorway. Betrayal is the radical faith that says, I refuse to remain enslaved by my own shadow. The kiss of Judas is the kiss of awakening. The kiss of Judas is the kiss of freedom. The kiss of Judas is the kiss that delivers your counterfeit Messiah to the cross. Don't let the unhealed wounds of your life sit in the seat of Messiahship. Do you see? The kiss of Judas is the kiss that delivers your counterfeit Messiah to the cross. So your true self may finally rise from the tomb. So betray, beloved, betray the shadow, betray the counterfeit Messiah, betray the wounded Savior that never saved you. And when you do, you will discover the greatest secret of all. Self-betrayal is not death, it is resurrection. The Voice of Reason is on y'all tonight. If y'all ready to get this work in, all you got to do is call me 1-800-920-1580. When we come forward, we're going to take this conversation national. Now, I put y'all on the clock. Y'all got to call in now. The number to dial, 1-800-920-1580. Let me ask a question. Do you guys understand the concept? Do y'all? Norbit, please. Hey, Norbit is one of my favorite movies. When I want to laugh, hey, man, you can't help but laugh at Norbit. Sometimes the mirror is the most familiar and unfamiliar place to look. Come on, Dre Dog 679. Hey, Dre Dog, call me. Call in, bruh. I need to hear from y'all. Thank you, bro. Thank you, Lloyd. Thank you, Lloyd. Thank you, Lloyd, for the Cash App. Lloyd sent us our first and only Cash App. Everybody, please hit the like button. Everybody, please hit the like button. Av J, what up? Andy's sitting in there trying to take calls. Nobody's calling. Are we talking at least? I'm gonna ask one more question. What do you guys think of tonight's topic? Souls on the Cross, singing Shaggy. It was. I'm just getting home from work. Oh, Av J. We're talking about every man needs a Judas in his spirit to betray his lower nature. Topic is on point whether people admit it or not. Hey, thank you, True. The Way of the Self-Judas. Hey, thank you guys for the likes. We officially have more likes than people in here. Copious P, what up? Just checked in. I'm late. What's happening? Davey Lee up in here. What's happening? Where's Rev L Ratchet? Where's our brother Reggie? Jack Brazen up in here. Jack Brazen, you from Sweesun. Wouldn't that betray your higher self? To betray your lower self is the conduit to get to your higher self. En route. Listening, since I'm a truck driver, gotta get up early. But you, spring spitting the truth. I like the reference. Hey, we appreciate it, heck, Rod. Is your book on audio? It is. You ain't no cop, Jay. Gotta understand your LSRP, aka lower self. Self-reference point. Lower self-reference point. I got you. Jason Wright, Brother Zoe, what's good? What's happening? This is off topic, but have you read Medical Apartheid? Yes, I have. You ain't no cop, Jay Reed. Hey, I just watched that movie like a week ago. Excellent work.
Something I just noticed in the last, I just want to say probably the last 7 years of my life, that I've been in this weird space where, like, I have to have control. And my ego's like, but we need to know what happens next. We need to know what we need to do. We need to know, like, the next 5 routes to take next.
Because if you don't, you won't be loved. You'll be abandoned. You'll be yelled at. You'll be... What happens if you don't? What happens if you don't know what to do next? To your childhood, what happens?
The first thing that popped in my head is rejection.
You'll be rejected. Excellent. Check this out. You want to say this out loud? It's totally your call if you want to. Everyone has the right to reject me. This is where your strength is.
Everyone has the right to reject me.
Yeah, doesn't mean we're aiming for it, but imagine your freedom if you suddenly accepted that rejection is allowed. They might reject me, and they're allowed to.
Yeah, but then the thing that pops in my head is, yeah, but then getting rejected, it hurts. It sucks. I don't want to feel that way.
Yeah. I understand, but also it won't after a while if you're totally embracing it. Really think about this, is like our fear of rejection is actually us controlling people. You have to accept me, everyone. You all have to accept me, job. You have to accept me in relationship. You have to. I'm going to control your decision making. I don't want you to have free will to make your own decision, and I want to ignore if this doesn't align for you. My freedom is in your not rejecting me. So I'm here to control you. You have to all accept me. Everyone better accept me in their life.
You know, I realized it was like my goal right now is to focus on freedom.
Hey, listen. The brother Kyle Cease be cooking with the rarest grease. He revealed the secret of how you allow your inner Judas to snitch. See, psycho-spiritual snitching is not like snitching out here in the streets, right? You tell on yourself when you observe yourself with empathy, with compassion. This is how you snitch internally. See, those wounds are used to being shrouded and clandestine and obfuscated from sight, even from your sight. They don't mind working in the background of your consciousness, dictating how you choose, how you move. They don't mind. They've created a whole methodology for how you can get what you need from others through manipulation. Do you see? When you observed yourself objectively, without judgment, did you see the phrasing of his question, how he framed that question? Hey, say to yourself, it's okay that other people don't accept me. It's okay if other people reject me. Do you see? She's used to controlling and manipulating in order to get what she needs. Doesn't make her a bad person, but the work is internal. So guess what? She's got to become the internal Judas to crucify, right? That coping mechanism, that worthiness wound, with that attachment wound, whatever it is. If Judas betrays not Christ, but your unhealed self, what part of you is still willing to be handed over for 30 pieces of denial? What if your loyalty to the persona, the mask you curate, is the greatest betrayal of the self you secretly long to embody? When you smile while bleeding, who exactly receives your performance? The world or the shadow that insists you remain unseen? How often does your compassion serve as a bribe to silence the unmet rage of your inner child? Do you see? These are the things that your inner Judas got to snitch on so they could get taken to the cross. Do you understand? Right? What does your addiction to forgiveness reveal about your terror of confronting your own capacity for harm? See, people out here acting like they got it all together and it ain't that deep. Let something bad happen. Let something challenging happen. And then you see why it is that deep. Because I know what we talking about here tonight on these shows, man. There's this. Come on, nobody had a manual when you were born. Nobody gave you a manual for how to navigate this kind of stuff. This is why relationships are so silly and shoddy. Yes, they're silly and shoddy. They're weak. They're fragile. All they got to do is be hit with some adversity, and we rethinking the whole plan. Tell me I'm lying. They're inverted. Hey, you show up for me, you can't never not show up. They're shallow, they're superficial, they're transactional, they're materialistic. Spirituality, what are you talking about? Love ain't never been enough. My phone bill, $300,000 every month. Do you say yes to others as a preemptive strike against the no you're too frightened to give yourself? 1-800-920-1580. I know we got a caller on the line. I'm going to get to him. In relationships, are you nurturing a partner, or are you keeping hostage the echo of the parent who once withheld love from you? Are you nurturing a partner, or are you keeping hostage the echo of the parent who once withheld love from you? Is your need to be chosen secretly the demand that someone redeem your refusal to choose yourself? This needs to be on the cross. This action, these behaviors need a Judas, but that Judas can only come from the inside. Right? How do you disguise your martyrdom as intimacy? That needs to be on the cross. Nobody wants to get up on the cross. Nobody wants to snitch on the brokenness that's within them, huh? If you confuse codependence with devotion, who benefits from your sacrifice? Your partner or your fear of abandonment? Some people might say both, huh? We kill two birds with one stone. This is the Socratic method. I don't want to answer the questions for you. I want them to resonate within you and allow your spirit to answer them for you. Oh, Lord. When we come forward, I'm going to go to the phone lines. People want to talk.
Sean from Oakland.
Look at that. Hey, Av J, you got to call in.
Sean from Oakland.
Okay. Av J, you got to call in. He said, I've never seen my parents show each other love, so relationships have been difficult for me to navigate. Come on, brother. Let's talk. Let's talk, brother. This is an opportunity to take advantage of that. Let's talk. Everyone has a price. $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase. This y'all show, man. Y'all let Sean just, he hold out. He chill. He call in faithfully. Man, John Gilbreth is our second Cash App. Thank you. John Gilbreth is our second Cash App. Thank you. Pastor John, thank you. Thank you guys for the likes. You should call in, AvJ. Let's talk about it. You should call in, bro. Let's talk about it. 1-800-920-1580. Call me, call me, call me.
you to actually take care of people, or to even be able to trust people. Especially if you overextend yourself and you find yourself disappointed. I told somebody recently, I will always be taken care of wherever I go, because I take care of wherever I go. Okay? And I mean that. I show up as who I am, and I make sure to leave things and people better than how I found them. But there's more to it. Okay? Sometimes to take care of other people means that you don't overfunction. You don't overplay your role in their lives. You don't overextend yourself in the hopes that they value in return. It also means that you don't overlook what's being shown to you and how they feel about you. It also means that you don't allow yourself to be overlooked and undervalued just to sustain a relationship and keep the peace. Okay? And then what does it look like to be taken care of in other spaces? A lot of times people think, well, I give so much and I don't get anything in return. Well, that's clarity. That is you being taken care of, because now you have an opportunity to do something about what you don't desire. Okay? When a person shows you exactly who they are without you having to force it out of them, that's you being taken care of. Okay? And sometimes, yes, you will get the effort that you are putting out there, and people will match you. That's also you being taken care of, but it's not always going to look that way. And then when it comes to being able to trust people, well, I can't seem to trust anybody. See, sometimes you are trusting people with yourself before you trust them with who they are. All right? If a person shows you that they're intentional and they're consistent and they're dependable, trust them. If a person shows you that they're kind of fair weather, their actions and words don't seem to match, they're very hot and cold, or very opportunistic, trust them. If a person shows you that they're disingenuous and what they say can't be trusted, maybe they're a little manipulative.
Who is the young brother speaking? Who is that? Because he was cooking in that first half, and then that last third wasn't quite. His name is Isaiah. I don't know Isaiah who, but that last third. No. Up level the message. If relationship is a mirror, somebody's in your life, they are manifesting inconsistency. Go inward and find the inconsistency within you.
Isaiah Frizzell, self-worth coach.
Isaiah Frizzell, self-worth coach. Do you see? Go inside and say, where am I inconsistent? See, people don't think that this is a real movement. As psychology progresses forward, you're starting to see the ancient Eastern high philosophical belief systems and concepts filter through. Mindfulness was the gateway, right? The brother Isaiah Frizzell was talking about stop expecting from others. Listen, hold on. Stop expecting you from others. But what I'm saying to Mr. Frizzell, you gotta expect you from others, because relationship mirrors what you repress. You gotta. But I understand the phrase or the framing that he meant. In other words, you do things a certain way. You expect certain things from you, how you would do something, right? Well, I wouldn't have did it that way. I would have done it this way. I get that portion. But if you're attracting some inconsistency or some incongruence, it is related to a small incongruence within yourself, a vibration and a frequency of incongruence, where you may not be showing up for yourself the way you expect others to show up for you externally. You got to show up for you internally. You haven't deployed your internal Judas. Listen to the question. When you say, I love you, is it a map, a linguistic map of your actual state of existence, or simply a symbol you deploy to ensure safety? If somebody is operating in that mindset, you cannot use, my friends, breakdown. The brother who was just speaking, Isaiah, you can't use his breakdown. If you're coming from this perspective, let me read the question again. When you say I love you, is it a map of your actual state of consciousness, or merely a linguistic symbol you deploy to ensure safety? That means you're insecure. That means you're using language to manipulate and try to get what you want. There's the incongruence. That's what needs to be on the cross. That has to be crucified in you. So you can't put it back on the other person. Oh, well, they showed up and they lied. Where do you lie to yourself? And it ain't even got to be the same kind of lie. A lie has a particular vibration. Let's go to Dr. David R. Hawking's work, The Map of Consciousness. So if we're looking at the map of consciousness, there is an emotional energetic hierarchy, right? Hawking uses muscle testing to establish a scale of 17 levels, each linked to specific emotional states and energy fields. So look at this, right? Lower levels equal force. These include negative, destructive emotions like shame, guilt, apathy, grief, and anger. These states are characterized by a distorted view of reality and destructive behavior. Stop right there. If you on that level, you can't turn around, Isaiah, and say, believe what they show you. If they're inconsistent, where are you inconsistent? This is a moment of mindfulness. When somebody inconsistent shows up in your life, that is a sign. That is like a stop sign. That's like a red, yellow, green light that's saying, hey, stop, look at yourself. Because how did they even get into your vibrational field of existence? How did they come into your orbit, sir, ma'am? Located in you. Do you see? This is how you become the Judas for yourself. You got to put whatever that incongruence is on the cross. Do you see? This is how Dr. David R. Hawkins worked it out. You got a higher level and a lower level of consciousness. Remember, the lower level, negative emotional states, emotions like shame, guilt, apathy, grief, and anger, right? Higher levels, right? Progressing up the map of consciousness, one finds positive, constructive emotions such as courage. Most people don't have the courage to look at themselves. We got to stop this. They showed up in my life and messed it up for me business. You haven't put your false Messiah on the cross yet. When we come forward, we're going to talk about it even further.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
You are a step ahead, Zoe. I see where you at. Talk to me. What do you mean a step ahead? I wish I was. It should be 10,000 motherfuckers in here. But many are called and few are chosen. Hey, listen, if you guys are enjoying the information, if you guys are tapped in, if you guys like what I'm putting down, do me a favor. Go to my Cash App. Drop a couple of dollars, $2 or $3 on the Cash App. If you tapped in like that. My Cash App is right there, $Zoe What Netter. I don't know about you. I think the information is valuable. If you think it's valuable, please show me a little love. No, that was because of me, Chief.
Does black love still exist? What are your bedroom turnoffs? Fantasies and fetishes. Financial infidelity.
What up, Diamond Blue?
Are they worth the wait? Trust me, this gonna be crazy.
How about the heavy stuff? The child wasn't here, and you still had to pay child support.
It's a very heated topic.
How is that right?
Mama's baby, daddy's maybe.
I just have so many questions I want to ask you.
I don't like the kids. There's something wrong with that.
Damn.
He told me he had a vasectomy. I'm pregnant.
Betrayal has been committed. Hit you with the bad touch routine. How does he maintain his humosity?
He likes it when it pinches my lips.
Why can't you open up, brother?
I'm a karate man. Karate man rules on the inside. They don't show their weaknesses. Yeah.
How do you write women so well?
So William,
Reason and accountability.
the voice of reason.
So what are some of the tools that help people heal from betrayal trauma? And again, I want to emphasize there's no quick fix. Healing from betrayal trauma is a slow process. And it takes consistent work over a period of months and years to begin to heal from this. So number one, acknowledge the betrayal. Don't keep trying to minimize it or avoid it. So you have to start by validating I was betrayed. And it hurt like crazy. So start with that honesty that sees it accurately and acknowledges it. That is painful, but that is the first step in beginning to heal. Secondly, don't blame yourself. For a child to be trained is never the child's fault. So don't blame yourself. So develop self-compassion to that child and to yourself today. That is absolutely essential. Now, if you've been betrayed in adult life, and you are going back and wanting to heal from being cheated on, your partner having spent all your money and didn't tell you about it, learn from it. Go back and go, why didn't I see the warning signs? Why was I attracted to somebody who's so dishonest and who's like that?
No disrespect, Tim Fletcher. Love your work. But the problem with Western thinking, it's not a holistic thought process. It's a linear thought process. No, it's not the child's fault. But Western science, right, doesn't include spirituality, intergenerational trauma. They're just getting there. Lipton's work, right? When he's talking about epigenetics. No, it's not the child's fault. However, it is the child's curriculum. Psycho-spiritual curriculum. The baton has been passed. Do you see? Listen, quantum mechanics is the most successful form of science humans have ever achieved. And it is ridiculously complex. Einstein died trying to disprove it, even though he was the one that opened Pandora's box. He said, oh, the quantum mechanics is incomplete. So is psychology. Do you see? Descartes, from the 17th century, said, hey, we got to separate spirituality from science. You remember the guy, I think, therefore I am, the guy who co-created calculus with our guy, Sir Isaac Newton? You got to remember, from the ancients, where the ancient melanated people from all over the world, we believe that science and spirituality, religion, all of it, same thing. The Westerner made it linear. So if you're looking at the word meditation from the Western perspective, from the etymological Western definition, it means to measure. But from the Eastern, when you're dealing with the Hindu, the immeasurable, that which can't be measured, that's how you tap in. From the Western side, that which is measured. See, the Western thought process is outcome-based. And that's how your relationships have begun. I didn't sign up for this. You don't know what your inner Judas is capable of or the role it's supposed to play in your life. It's supposed to put your wounds on trial like Christ was put on trial. Your inner Judas is trying to sacrifice. Ooh, the coping mechanisms that you use to survive. You can't thrive and survive at the same time. You see? So you hear a lot of clinicians with the Maya Angelou approach, and she's one of ours. She's one of our ancestors, you know, and we love her to death. But I've taken her quote and recontextualized it. When somebody shows you who they are, believe them the first time. Hold tight now. Let's pack that in. Let's unpack that, as they say. Relationship is a mirror, though. See, relationship is a mirror. When somebody shows you who they are, believe them, right? The first time. That's Maya Angelou. When somebody shows you who you are, believe them. That's my recontextualization. When somebody mirrors you back to you, believe the reflection you receive from them. We got Patrick Carnes out here talking about trauma bonds. Krishnamurti was in the born in 1890. What did he say? What did Murty say? Relationship is a mirror in which you can see yourself not as you wish to be, but as you are. So do you see? I love Maya Angelou, and she's right. When somebody shows you who they are, believe them the first time. But also, when they show you who you are, you got to accept that reflection. So many of us are so arrogant. We think, I didn't deserve that. I'm better than this. How did I wind up here? You haven't crucified nothing. You ain't let your Judas loose. Let my Judas loose. Again, could every I need you actually mean I distrust my ability to stand alone? That needs to be crucified. That needs to be snitched on right there. How many of you, or how many of your sentences begin in self-deception and end in self-betrayal? This ain't gonna work. And I'm flawed. The dismissive avoidant has a deep belief that they are flawed internally. They might not tell you direct, do you see? What relational contracts are encoded in the silences between your words? Oh my God. What do you call destiny, but is really the grammar of your trauma repeating itself? Listen to that. What do you call destiny, but is really the grammar of your trauma repeating itself? This is the mirror of relationships. Do you understand? Right? This is what relationship is for. It's for you to put those wounds on trial. It's for you to purge those wounds, but not aggressively, not violently. Through objective self-awareness, self-compassion, self-empathy, self-acceptance. Nah, we're running in reverse. Please accept me. Please acknowledge me. Please come for me. The wound is dictating. You got a false Messiah that was hurt a long time ago that ascended to the throne of your life. Do you see? You've got to employ the Judas of your spirit. Does that make sense? I know. How do we do it? There's a guy by the name of G.I. Gurdjieff. Look him up, G.I. Gurdjieff. I'm going to say it again because I'm saying it correctly. G.I. Gurdjieff. He had a practice called self-remembering. Self-remembering is a state of consciousness, presence, and self-awareness, right? Where one simultaneously perceives the external world and their own inner state rather than being lost in automatic thoughts or sensations. It involves recognizing oneself as the underlying awareness or seer that experiences the outer world and internal processes, leading to a feeling of being alive, awake, and present. This practice is central to certain spiritual and philosophical and psychological traditions, such as those of G.F. Gurdjieff, P.D. What's my man? Ouspensky, and Ramana Maharishi, and it aims to cultivate a sense of true self beyond the mechanical, automatic functioning of the mind. Right? Here are the key aspects of self-remembering. Presence in the here and now. So many people are so worried about the outcome. They could be in the moment with you, but they still looking until waiting until the food come. On their phone. They ain't got nothing really to talk about. On their phone, you out on a date, they looking at the phone. They scrolling. Or if you start talking about something that they don't have a point of reference for, they look out the window. They're not even, there's no curiosity to stay in the moment and know what you're talking about. Key aspects of self-remembering. Awareness of awareness. A core component is being aware of being aware, rather than just being aware of objects or thoughts. With the advent of social media, avatars, right? Everybody got an avatar, everybody got a profile. People have lost the art of presence. Not only for people around them, but damn sure for themselves internally. That's why when you really get together and you spend some real time with each other, start getting sticky. It becomes a situationship. Internal and external perceptions. Remembering is a state where one is looking both inward at oneself and outward at the world simultaneously. Imagine the level of awareness you have to be aware of what's happening internally and what's going on externally simultaneously. Imagine that level of awareness. I know clinicians that ain't that aware. Come on, man. Beyond mechanical thought. Now, mechanical thought could also refer to indoctrinated minds, which the mind is no longer spontaneous and creative. It is in a state of remembrance. It has an automatic memory for you. Oh, yeah, that reminds me of. So beyond mechanical thought, the goal is to lift oneself above habitual thoughts and emotions, which are often seen as automatic responses. Right? This is called self-remembering. Right? Resting in the source. How many of you really rest in the source? I'm not talking about the performance and the ritual, going to church, going to mosque, going to the temple. These are rituals, cultural rituals that are embedded. I'm talking about resting in source. Outside the temple, outside the church, outside the mosque, inside your hearts with each other. How many of y'all doing that? What needs to be crucified? See, that's who you sick your Judas on. Your inability to do these things. But maybe nobody told you, but now you know. Resting in source. It is similar to returning one's attention to its source, or to a fundamental self that remains when thoughts and feelings cease. Right? Practicing self-remembering. Observe without identification. Return attention to the source. Cultivate stillness. This is mindfulness, right? Not just self-observation. Do you see? This is the internal Judas. This is how you employ it. Or I should say deploy it. Send it out into your spirit. Does that make sense? I don't even have an example of my lower self. I do. Conceit and pride. Believing you are always right and never admitting your mistake. Selfishness. Focusing only on your own needs and desires, even to the detriment of others. How can you ask somebody to look out for you and you don't even inquire about how they can? Listen, how they can. End result. I'm just here for the end result. And if you do it once or twice, they think, oh, it's an endless source of supply. I know this person will always help me if I ask. But never once ask, hey, how is your supply? I know I done asked a few times. Huh? Where the internal Judas at? Y'all scared tonight. Ain't nobody calling tonight because y'all scared. It's all right. I love y'all though. When we come forward, I'm going to keep this can of whoop ass open. Hey, whoever that was that dropped a super chat, thank you. Equala Davison, thank you. Dorothy McQueen, thank you. So, since we're not talking to me, put up an emoji, any emoji that you want to describe how this show makes you feel, or if you like this show, or if you think it's whack, if you think it's bullshit. Put up whatever emoji. I want to see what kind of messages come through with the emojis. What is relationship inception, Ida? What is relationship inception? Inception is one of my favorite movies. Maybe I shouldn't have asked. I'm sorry. Oh, Lord. Let's see. I'm with it. I love it. I was trying to scroll for it, but I can't see it. We cool.
System, an emotional system have the same job. And they're no one system. So when something happens emotionally, it also affects the immune system. So when people suppress their emotions, they're also messing with their immune system. And that's why people develop autoimmune disease or other problems. Not blaming anybody for this, because nobody does deliberately or consciously. This is what happens in childhood when you have to suppress ourselves. And so like I said about your mom, once I know that she has a certain medical conditions, like people will tell you their personalities. Yeah. And again, it's not their fault, it's how they're conditioned in childhood. So when you say you have to learn your boundaries, let me ask you a question. And this is so obvious. You think as a one-day-old baby you didn't know your boundaries?
Do you think what?
As a one-day-old baby, did you think you didn't know your boundaries?
Of course not.
Well, yes, you did.
I did?
Yeah, someone tried to feed you something you didn't want, you go,
Good point. Yeah, you're right, actually. Oh, of course you're right.
and then a 1.5-year-old kid is, what are they saying all the time? What's the big word? They say no.
Mm-hmm.
They know how to say no. It's the first word they say, which is a boundary defense. No. So it's in our nature to have boundaries. Every animal has them. And something happens, so we have to suppress it. And so that's why in midlife or later on, then we have to find out or figure out our boundaries in therapy, because we had to suppress them in childhood.
How do you know, though, how to let that anger out healthily? Because, I know that in December I was really hurt by somebody in my life. And I've been meditating this last year and really trying to, focus on my healing.
The voice of reason back in the building, man. We're on fire. We do have callers. I'm going to get to him right now. We got Leroy from Inglewood. And we got Sean from Oakland, California. So we're going to go from Inglewood to Oakland just that quick. Hey, what up, Leroy? What are your thoughts on tonight's topic?
Can you hear me clearly?
Yes, sir, good brother. Yes, sir.
All right, wonderful, wonderful. I want to sometimes compliment you, and then now I got to come back and be critical of you. You're putting these people on the priest path, knowing they're supposed to be eating, drinking, and being merry, and doing what they ritual, and go on and pay their tithe and bring their grain offering, and you trying to put them on the priest path. You trying to set them in front of Kajimni and on the Tahotep and whatnot, and what's my man's name over in the book of Proverbs? You trying to, is that Proverbs 30 or 31? I can't remember which, but it's Proverbs 30. They're sitting in the feet of the professor, the wise teacher. This course that you're putting our people on, this narrow path, is not meant for most people. It's only meant for the disciples who are being trained, equipped, and empowered by the master teachers. And so this ain't meant for most folks to take their masks off and challenge them to go against the grain of their ego, to sacrifice the thing that they have propped up as their true self, that is in fact just a representative of self, to stop them from dealing with the true self. Right? So most folks ain't ready for that. You know it's dangerous to wake up a mind that's been asleep for too long. You know you got to get them early. You can't wake this man already got all hard and cemented, and you know that's waited too long to get to them. I'm not telling you that you ain't already seen. I mean, if I did what you said do yesterday and today, I can't stay who I went.
Come on, Leroy. Leroy, it gotta happen. We're in this time right now. It's gotta happen. I'm a herald. I'm here to herald the coming of something different, brother. It's gotta happen. Hey, Leroy, don't go nowhere. When we come forward, I'm going back to Inglewood to talk to Leroy. Hey, Leroy know what it is, though. Leroy know what it is. Leroy's like, hey, he giving out the science, the keys. Fuck it. Who else gonna do it? All somebody gonna do is try to monetize what I do. That's all somebody gonna do. Hey, oh, this nigga's on that. Oh, let me get as close to it. Let me get my Kobe on. If that nigga's Michael Jordan of this shit, let me get my Kobe on.
But I hope you ain't slandering Kobe, man. All this Kobe slander.
I love Kobe.
Okay.
Nigga, I would never slander Kobe.
Slander going on T-Mac and all y'all niggas.
T-Mac hurt my heart because I fuck with T-Mac.
You should have stayed in Toronto, nigga. You probably would have won somewhere.
First off, you fragile physically. That's number one.
After Orlando.
But not only fragile physically, but fragile mentally.
You think so?
Y'all niggas went on a 22-game winning streak, dog. Y'all was supposed to be somebody in Houston. You had Yao Ming. You had a whole squad.
I ain't gonna lie, that West was
boy, but guess what was different about it?
What?
Lakers.
What you mean?
Kobe and them.
Oh. The West was stacked though. San Antonio.
Win. Get out of the first round, T-Mac.
Oh, you talking about T-Mac?
I'm talking about T-Mac. Get out of the first round, T-Mac. You went on a 22-game winning streak. Get out of the first round. Well, if I had Shaq, you had somebody bigger than Shaq.
You have Yao Ming.
Yao is skilled, too. Not as athletic, but he was skilled. And he was bigger than anybody in the league.
The Rockets had squads.
So, win.
Hey.
If you that nigga, win.
Shout out to Allen Iverson, though.
Allen is the one keep it a buck.
Man, he loves him some Kobe.
Yeah. It's a couple others, though. Matt Barnes tell the truth.
Matt Barnes and Stevie Jackson, for sure.
Yeah, they tell the truth.
What's his name that's on Gil's Arena?
Oh, the young boy.
With the crown. Rashad McCants.
Yep, he gives love.
Haters except for him.
Yep. Rashad gives up love.
And I just saw a podcast. You know, Byron Scott got a podcast.
But these all niggas that got cooked by Kobe.
I know.
Let's just keep that in.
But it's just funny. They was bigging him up when he was alive, though.
Of course.
And Kobe sat with T-Mac together.
What about Jeff Teague? Like, you was regular as hell out here talking. You was regular as hell. You had like a season and a half of greatness.
I laugh with him, but I don't take his shit serious.
It's all goofy, man. Kobe is cold as shit, man. We've seen in a long ass time. What the fuck? I'm sorry, y'all. I needed to get off that because I'm on. Am I on one tonight? Am I on a bender? Is that what it is? Am I on a bender tonight? Am I tripping? Nah, let me tell you something for sure though. There's people in my life who play in my face, right? Who be right here doing whatever they do, and they really think I don't see them. Nigga, I'm a fucking Gemini. Purest of the pure Gemini. I might not say a motherfucking thing, but it's almost like I don't know, I don't even know how to deal with my brain. My brain records everything. I got books that I've read 20 times, but I've really only needed to read them once. I remember, I retain shit. Mo D be like, nigga, how do you remember all of the shit, nigga? It just, the way I observe, I remember. It's locked in. All I gotta do is see some shit work. It's locked. Motherfuckers be talking, presenting, and I just be watching. I was at the motherfucking park the other day, going over in my head. I was walking, you know, because in the mornings before my workout, I do like a 5-mile walk before the workout. I'm in the park portion of my walk. I'm walking and I am cataloging all of the fuck shit that has been said. And I'm talking about people in my inner, literally said that shit. Okay. Literally said that. Huh. You understand what I'm saying? Like, so I've been on one. I think tonight's topic is one of them ones where I'm on one. And I'm trying to push a narrative. Just because I allow it to happen don't mean I didn't see it.
So we can't change human nature overnight. We're asking us to give up the ego. And that's the most difficult of all things to do. Actually, it isn't. Because the ego doesn't exist. But of course, if you try to give up your ego with your ego, then it will take you to the end of time. Because this is the point. You can't transform yourself. You can't make yourself sane. You can't make yourself loving. You can't make yourself unselfish. And yet it's absolutely necessary that we be that way. It's absolutely necessary. If we are going to hand over the direction of nature to nature, which is what it comes to, it's absolutely necessary that we let go of ourselves, and it can't be done. Not by anything that we call doing it, acting, willing, or even just accepting things. You can't do it. Why? Because you don't really exist as that kind of a separate ego or personality. It's just an idea based on a friendly feeling.
Man, Alan Watts, what are we doing, Alan? The voice of reason is on Complete Fire. You know what it is. Live from Leimert Park, KBLA 1580, man. Everything about the station is progressive. This conversation is progressive. You've never heard anybody talk about relationships, spirituality, sociology, anthropology, the humanities, all wrapped into one. You've never heard it. And here we are, the voice of reason, acting a complete fool tonight. Religion, shamanistic traditions. And yet, my brother, my friend, my comrade, from the city of champions, disagrees with my approach. Please continue, my friend.
Yeah, you know, all in love.
Yes.
Yeah, it is, man. Because you know how sometimes you've been waiting for something for so long, and then when you get it, you realize that it's gonna take a lot of hurt to get to the healing.
Yes.
And you want to see the healing as bad as you want to see the healing. You don't want to keep your eyes open for the hurt.
Oh, keep talking, brother. I hear you. Yes.
And so I'm listening tonight, and I'm realizing like everybody who got to every meal that there was had somebody holding their hand and putting their hands on their shoulder to guide them through, navigate them through to their reawakening and their resurrection point. They didn't go on those journeys by themselves.
Right.
You just got Huff and Puff, which is designed for people to work out. You can work out at home, but I know you need some guidance. I know you don't have the discipline or the know-how of your physical body to sculpt and chisel and work on yourself consistently to get to the progressive perfection that you say you want or that you know you need. Alan Watts just touched on it. You got to deal with your ego, but you can't deal with your ego. You got to get help.
Right.
Somebody else. Try to deal with your ego with your ego. All right? Judas, man, Jesus, depending on which version of Judas you want to deal with, got more than one different version of Judas.
Right.
Jesus, but none of that.
Right.
Judas was upset with Jesus because Jesus tells him he's not trying to deliver a physical kingdom. And Judas is like, yeah, that's the only reason I'm here, so you can get these damn Romans up off our back.
Right. Yep.
That's why I'm arguing with you, man.
I love it.
Get these Romans up off our back.
Right.
And so, I mean, depending on which version of Judas you want to do it, other version, he sends Judas to go get him because he's trying to save his son. I know that's far out for some folks. Nonetheless, you crucified my false Messiah.
Yes.
You tell me to take all my masks off. Not my first mask, not just my second mask, but my fifth mask.
The fifth mask.
Right.
Yes.
You tell Maya Angelou that she's wrong, not wrong, but not always correct to say that when she says, the first time you see him, that's what they is, believe him. Yeah,
Right.
she said that because she was a molestation victim who, when she spoke up, they killed the people that did the molestation.
That's right.
She's speaking from a place of deep, unresolved trauma.
Right. But wait.
You're talking
Wait.
about relationships.
Wait.
She's talking about
Wait. Hold on.
from childhood.
But wait. I did say she was right, though.
No, hold on. You said she was right from with a certain context.
Yes.
The context being, can you see your own reflection in the thing that you're pointing at?
Yes, I just expanded on what she said. That's all.
That's right. That's right. You said that the external finger that I'm pointing needs to be pointed back internally.
Yes.
And I can't do that for myself, according to Alan Watt, unless I got some help from an outsider, according to the Book of Baton Hotel.
So who's the outsider here?
The outsider is me pointing at you.
No. Listen, you mentioned Neo. And you said Neo had Morpheus.
That's right, and Trinity and the others, yeah.
I am Zorpheus. You call in to the Nebuchadnezzar, brother. Why you playing? This is the Nebuchadnezzar now. You don't watch Star Wars for Yoda, you watch it for Zoda. Listen, that's what the voice is, Zorpheus right here. I said call in, no judgment. I'll walk you through it. Didn't I say that? Don't act like you ain't been listening this whole time now, Leroy. Come on. Huh? See? That's what I'm here for. I told you before the last time you tried to check me on this. What did I say? I said, my brother Leroy, I'm on purpose. I'm on purpose, sir. I'm doing what I have been called to do. Come on.
I'm not gonna force or fight with you on your call. I just got to remind you every now and again, every once in a while, that sometimes laymen are never prepared to be the leaders. And when you press them to leadership that they've never been prepared for, failure is much more likely than the success that you say that they should be striving for.
Oh,
and it's much easier
no.
to be comfortable. It's much easier to be comfortable with what you're familiar with than to move into the unknown territory without proper guidance.
Well, that's like the psychologist talking about your norm, your familiar, this template you live in that was created in early childhood, which turns most of your relationships into reenactments of that. I'm here as a disruptor to break those patterns, to break those chains, sir. We're not here believing that somebody with the spark of God in them has to stay in some type of social caste system that says you the regular commoner, you the layman. No, I don't believe in the layman. I believe that the layman can ascend just like the pawn. Once you get it on the other side of the table, can choose whatever position it wants to play. We've got to imbue them with this freedom, sir. And we're not going to say they not ready or they ain't going to be ready. It's 2025. We got to change who we are today, sir. We can't be the same people we've been for the last 400 years. We got to be something different, and we got to go deeper now. What do you say to that?
I'm saying you should already have the organ playing behind you.
I ain't gonna let you try to call my ministry into question, brother. I got people tossing and turning at night. I gotta keep it that way. Hey, Leroy.
I love you, man. I keep on the going. There we go.
Come on, man. You know I love you, man. I love it. Iron sharpens iron. Iron sharpens iron, brother. This was a good conversation. But guess what you just did, my friend?
We put the City of Champions in the building, and we just discovered that Zoda is also Zorpheus.
Zoda and Zorpheus. We all here together. We appreciate the call. If you want to bring your city in the building, all you got to do is call me at 1-800-920-1580. When we come forward, we going to Oakland and then Hawaii. Oh, J-Dub too? They fucking up. Ah, okay. I had a whole sermon lined up. Okay. They want to talk. And he said all them niggas run together. Said, hold on, you giving up too much game.
No more clips, huh?
No more clips, great. Paramahansa Yogananda taught that consciousness is the divine essence of the universe, the source of all existence, and the true self of every being. Oh man, you can't teach people this, you can't share this, it's too much information. Some people got to stay behind their mask. Paramahansa Yogananda taught that consciousness is the divine essence of the universe, the source of all existence, and the true self of every being. He proposed levels of consciousness, including waking consciousness, which becomes limited by attachment to the senses, and the ultimate consciousness, a state of oneness with God and the universe. Yogananda presented Kriya Yoga and meditation as the scientific methods to transcend the ordinary self and directly experience this expanded, unified consciousness through inner realization. Oh no, we can't keep people. Some people got to stay in the ordinary place, man. You taking away the ordinary. You don't get the hell out of. I'm not an advocate for mediocrity. I'm not an advocate for a conditioned, imprisoned spirit. I'm not an advocate for that. Y'all want to be average? Y'all love the puffy culture? Y'all love the transactional world of relationships? Y'all like the weaponization of clinical terms to stay a fucking victim? Y'all like that kind of lifestyle? Is that what y'all want to stay on? Man, my playlist is my co-host. I've been bringing the funk all night. So the playlist had to be funky. You understand? The voice of reason, man, live from KBLA Talk 1580. Shout out to Leroy from Inglewood. Come on, we in the building tonight. I got callers on the line, so let me do this quickly. We got very limited time. Right? The time is limited, so I want you guys to roll through what you need to say ASAP. Can we do that so I can get everybody on the line? Can we do that? Remember, brevity. Let me give a Brevity. Let me get it together. Brevity is the key. All right, let's get it. We got Oakland, California. Sean, what are your thoughts on tonight's topic?
Brevity.
Bre-
The power of no, brother. You've got to teach your kids the power of no, because they're going to be in situations in which they're going to have to not have the ambiguity about the answer. The answer is no. Use that and make sure that you never let anyone abuse you.
Love that. Love that. Love that. Hey, Sean, guess what you just did, my friend?
Oakland, love you, brother.
Town business. Yeah. Sean from the Bay. You already know what it is. Who else we got? Hey, wait a minute. John, Mountain View, Hawaii. You already know who that is. That's Pastor John. What up, Pastor? What are your thoughts on tonight's topic, my friend?
Greetings and blessings to all within the sound of my voice. But if you weren't listening to the show, allow me to remind you of the enemy inside of you. And once again, thank you, Zoe, for letting me know the enemy inside of me.
Ah, man, appreciate you, brother. Hey, John, guess what you just did, man?
Mountain View's in the house, blessings. So
Mountain View in the house. Mountain View, Hawaii's on the board. Let's get LA back up in here. South Central. What up? You already know who it is. Our brother. What are your thoughts on tonight's topic, my friend?
hey, how you doing, Zoe?
I'm good.
You know, you triggered me, man. I'll paraphrase to the best of my ability, man. The first video soundtrack you played about the woman in reference to the betrayer and Judas and the miracle of God, however she phrased it. It may be equated to where Paul says, kill the flesh daily, and I equate flesh with human mind, attitude, way of thinking, in terms of that conscious, how you the shadow man, and all the above that you always refer to. Then the Spirit just pricked my spirit, and the Holy Spirit pricked my spirit, and made me think about Romans 12:1, where you have to let your body be a living sacrifice daily, and do not conform to this world, but that you might be transformed by the renewing of your mind. And I equate that to the healing once you deal with the true self and take all the masks off. And it just made me think about some situations I've been through in terms of just dealing with people in society, because you played another clip about different people and how someone would try to think a person's supposed to measure up to how they feel, but nah, you remember the clip. So anyway, all that just made me want to call in.
Man, I appreciate you, man. You know that. You know that. J Dub.
Underwater Boogie, baby.
Come on, Aqua Boogie. You know what it is. Hey, J Dub, guess what you just did?
Yeah, South Central in the house, my brother. Have a good one.
Yes, man. You too, man. I was going to go into this whole diatribe about Paramahansa Yogananda. I'm pulling from all over the world. Right? Examples from all over the world. Man, black people are magic. You remember that actor who did that speech when he said, "We are magic"? What was his name? Somebody Williams, the light-skinned brother who everybody. Was it Jason Williams? Jesse Williams. Yeah. Jesse Williams. He said, "We magic." Leroy, I know you think our people as a whole ain't ready for this information. But I'm going to tell you right now, the Spirit is a bell that once unrung, or once rung, can't be unrung. And I think We're due for a good ringing. And I think this show serves that purpose. If you look at what's out there in comparison to what we're doing here, man, like I said before, this is probably the most progressive relationship conversation you're going to hear. You're not going to hear women ain't ish here. We're going to hold everybody accountable. KBLA just put out a clip of the show I did. We still got to do the men's version, but they just put out a clip, and I got women reaching out from everywhere. When I see you, Zoe, it's on. It's on site when I see. I'm like, yo, I just asked a basic question. Listen, this show is designed to trigger what you have habitually hidden, right? We claim we want what we want, but like you said, most people don't want to put in the work, but I'm going to trigger that work about you. That's what I'm going to do, right? And it's happening. Listen, you don't have to agree, right? You don't. I started the conversation. It's up to you to finish it. The VOR is back in here tomorrow with another slapper. Get ready, get ready, get ready, get ready. Gummies in 5 is crazy. Hey, for real? These damn shows is going nuts right now. Like, this show wasn't even on our docket to do. It's just some shit I was like, oh, nah, we got to do this. We can't. Am I lying, Attila? We wasn't even supposed to do it. I was just like, what are we talking? What are we talking about? What are we going to talk about? And then I just sent Attila the damn show. She was like, oh, shit, okay. That's what we on. Man. Straight fire. Andy, I thought yesterday's show might get played. That one today is crazy. That Judas show is crazy, bro. I did. I love that, though. Holla at you, bro. I'll see you tomorrow. Motherfucking show was lit as hell. Zodi Rhodes. Zodi Rhodes is crazy. Hey, great show, y'all. Love y'all. Your brother Zoe is out of here. Deuces.